What up, guys? Alright, this is a little update on the G5 cylinder, the iron sleeve cylinder. Well, I got it installed on my bike and I ran into some problems. I tried to run it how the cylinder came, okay? So I got it installed on my bike and I didn't change any of the jets or anything. I was currently running a 66 jet with this cylinder right here. This cylinder has a 32 millimeter intake. Well, anyways, I installed the cylinder. The cylinder is currently on a Zeta case that has an FM80 crank in it, which is currently 38 millimeter. I'm pretty sure the G5 cylinders run on a 40 millimeter crank. But I got it installed, I hooked it up, and the bike didn't run right. It was running really rich. So I went leaner, and the bike still wouldn't run right. It had no power. My guess was that the piston was sitting too far down in the cylinder. And also another thing, the transfers on the side were barely open. So I took off the cylinder and I went out and I went to Lowe's and I got some sandpaper. I got 80 and 220. And I took like 10 millimeters off the top. Made it so the piston was flush with the top. Put it back together, ran it. Bike still had no power. I mean, it ran, I got it tuned, but it still had no power. So I took the cylinder back off. And you know how in the other video I showed you the transfers were how it had the divider in it? I took the divider out and I installed it back on the bike. A little improvement, but still didn't have the power that I wanted. So I took the cylinder back off again and I open the transfers up a little bit. I grind out the transfers, and do you know how the transfers have the angle on them that I showed you in the video? I evened that out. I made it flush. And I also added another base gasket so the transfers would stay open a little bit longer. And I sanded the head down a little bit, went and rode it. Ran pretty good. But I wanted to try one base gasket. So I went and took the cylinder back off. I stuck one base gasket on, and I like how the bike runs now. It runs really good. It currently tops out at 38, but I have a 39 tooth sprocket on the back. Yeah, 38 miles per hour. So yeah, when you guys buy these cylinders, you're not going to be able to just throw them on and run them. Like, most of the time you're able to. You're going to have to do some modifications. Like, the first thing I recommend is taking out the divider and the transfer walls. The fastest way to do that is just take a flathead, stick down the transfer and break it off, and then take a Dremel and just sand it out and flatten it out. And then even up the transfers so it stays open a little bit longer because it's at an angle. And depending on what stroke of engine you're putting it on, 40 millimeter or 38. If you're putting on 38, I'm going to recommend sanding down the head. I don't know, it's really up to you. I mean, if you're running a 40 millimeter, you can add another base gasket and sand down the top end too. I mean, not sand down the head, sand down the cylinder, the top end of the cylinder. But yeah, after all that, the engine runs really good. But I did fuck up a little bit. When I was evening up the transfers, I kind of nicked my cylinder a little bit. I just scratched it, but it's not real bad. I could barely I couldn't even feel it with my finger when I ran it across. But yeah, after all that, my bike runs good. Currently I have a 63 jet and the NT carb with the clip one down from the richest setting, and my spark plug is a brown color, like a reddish, not like a reddish, like a chocolate brown. That's about where you want it at. So yeah, see how it goes. Oh, another thing, I also took the washer off the spark plug to increase the compression a little bit. But other than that, yeah, after all that work, the cylinder works great. So yeah, go ahead and check them out on eBay. Just let you know beforehand, you can't just throw the cylinder on and just go. You're gonna have to do some modifications. I know I talked to some other people on the internet, they said they had the same problem. But yeah, G5 cylinder.